Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and all those in between. And happy Valentine's Day, everyone. It's me, Eric, back again. And it just happens to be Valentine's Day, so we are going to be doing the Valentiones? Valentione's Day here in Final Fantasy. I decided because, Cupid has an arrow and stuff. Why not use a bard for this specifically? So, let us get started in this adventure of love. So we're here in Danya, Lisette de Valentine, and Astrid. No love lost. Lisette de Valentine has her mitts full this Valentine's Day. Of course, it's available for limited time only. 'Tis the season of ardor and affection, and romance is thick upon the air. I, Lisette of House Valentine, entreat you, dearest one, to deep breath and take love's richness, its cloying rosy radiance, into your bosom. Hold now a moment, traveler. This face! Yes, I know it well. You are love's humblest servant, Ardor the adoration foremost champion. Ah, what a delight it is to see you once again, and it is such blessed time as these. Alas, every rose has its thorns, and even the fairest of seasons is not without its trials indeed. Oh, without its trials. Indeed, trouble is afoot, and it threatens the hearts of all in its realm. Do you recall a Moogle by the name of Coop? Self-styled, magnificent maestro of the myriad matters of the heart? Heart-shaped palm, ring any bells? Ah, excellent. For these woes we speak of are specifically his. Valentine's Day is a joyous occasion, but not always for those who acquit themselves as post-Moogles of the realm. Koopka Koop has his poor paws full, delivering heartwarming missives far and wide. Hither and thither, though he would never admit it, I fear he's at its wit's end. But you, benevolent adventurer that you are, can provide precisely what our hirsute herald requires. Oh, so desperately. Pray, lend Koopka Koop your talents and retrieve him from the edge, whereupon his wits now teeter so precariously. What will you say? A hard-working adventurer is a happy adventurer. Marvelous. You are a hero through and through. Coop will be so relieved. I shall fetch him at once. I believe he's the one we get the Moogle hat from. But I may be mistaken. Why, could it be? So it is. Draco, you returned again this year to aid us in another Valentine's Day celebration, have you? Once an emissary of love, always an emissary of love, Kupu. Now then, I hear from Astrid you would help me in my hour of need, for which I am most grateful. However, it is not the work itself that vexes me, but rather the colleague of mine, a clueless courier newly inducted into our vocation. Every Valentine's Day, we emissaries are overtaxed, and this season has proven no exception. I had hoped to hit this issue in the bud by petitioning the deputy post-mogul for a helping paw or two. He obliged, but hasn't sent someone altogether worthless, an undisciplined tyro. To make matters worse, the daft thing is painfully ignorant, and is in the ways of heart. You should hear the way he speaks to the clientele. What an ugly gift! Love must be blind. And such nonsense. Left to her own devices, I fear, she will ruin Valentine's Day. Kupu? Give the girl the axe, you cry. The impulse is very much with me, I assure you, but I can't rightly turn away the very assistance for which I begged. I would come across as most wretched ingrate to ever have wings. Yet I haven't the time to train her, let alone the patience. Fret not, our harried herald. You are right to have sought our help. I have come upon the cleverest of solutions for your predicament. We shall enlist the help of our doughty adventurer, the house of Valentione's very own Astrid, to accompany said callous courier. You cannot be surprised by my suggestion. 'Tis a most natural fit. Draco, so skilled in so many subjects, will teach your assistant the delicate art of post, while Astrid shall instruct the Moogle in ways of ardor and adoration. There, a splendid plan, if I do say so myself. Are you both sure you're up for the task? It isn't too great a bother. What a seasonal relief indeed, Kupu. I shall bring her to you at once, for there is not a moment to lose. Run! Run, Koopka, Koop. I don't know why I want to say Koopka, Kapka. Oh, and a chocobo. May I introduce you to my fledgling post-Moogle charge, Pookty Piku, and her loyal chocobo, oh dear, this is rather awkward. I confess, your friend's name has slipped my mind, Kupu. Solutions. One and all. As for my chocobo, his name can't have slipped your mind because he hasn't one. I refer him simply as my partner dear, or when I'm feeling particularly bird. Many an acquaintance of mine has attempted to provide him a name or two, but none of them ever stick, or should I say, I always forget them. Any case, you may call him whatever you like. It makes no difference, at least, of all to him. Quew, quew. I don't even need to make his noises. Yes. Well, be it as it may, I have tasked Pookty Piku with 3 deliveries, all of which I would ask you join her on. These 2 are accompanying me. Very well. Who am I to turn away? Whoever you are. Our first stop is the Carpenter's Guild. Bird and I shall await you there. Does Astrid not really talk? Seasonal event. Quest accepted. To the Carpenter's Guild, which is all the way back by the Ethernet Plaza. I'm trying to remember, is this... What was last Valentine's Day? Valentines. And again, that was before I was streaming, so I didn't really get to go back and rewatch a video. But hey, you do what you gotta do. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Almost passed it. Pookty Piku and Astrid. Oh, the recipient is out on an errand or some such. A pity. As for the parcel, well, since no one is available to take it, I say we just leave it any old place. There are other assignments to be getting on with, after all. I say now, hold on there for a moment. I am no post-Moogle, granted, but merely abandoning a package like this before a door seems a touch disrespectful, does it not? What we have here is a gift, an item crafted with love and care. It deserves to be treated as such. So who is this from, exactly? A young woman, if memory serves. Daughter to the man meant to receive this. Oh yes, and there was something about her training at the Culinarians Guild, I think. My memory is hazy. We're about to make the delivery in person. We wouldn't want to steal the parcel. We wouldn't want anyone to steal the parcel. But no. Well, we ought to make the delivery in person. You make an interesting point. The man is out on an errand, yes? And since he's with the Carpenters Guild, it stands to reason he is out collecting lumber from the Botanist Guild, like as not. We shall start our search there, for Valentione's day gift must be delivered straight into the recipient's hands. To the Botanist Guild. I always forget how um, thorough Astrid is when it comes to these quests. Botanist Guild, Botanist Guild. So many people doing this quest right now. A delivery for you, sir. You weren't at the guild when we came a-calling, so we took the liberty of tracking you down. Alright, give it here then. Oh, what's all this? Valentine's Day chocolate? Now this is a surprise. My daughter's an apprentice in the Culinarians Guild, you see. I heard she'd been selected to make the chocolates for the festivities this year, but I certainly didn't expect to receive any myself. And how wonderful that you did. It is not every day one's daughter is accorded the honor of crafting such a beloved confectionery. She must be quite the culinarian. That she is. My pride and joy, that girl. What a pleasant surprise this package was. Certainly made my day. I can't thank you enough for bringing it all the way out to me like you have. I'll never forget this kindness. Ka-ching! Goodness, it seems a bit of an overreaction to be handed some food, doesn't it? He appreciated that we delivered with care. That's the savvy postmuggles call customer satisfaction. I think she'd react more to postmuggles, so I'm gonna say that's what savvy postmuggles call customer satisfaction. Kupu? Agreed. There is a lesson to be learned here. Pukti, joy is not meant to be kept for oneself. It is a feeling that yearns to be shared, and we play a part in bringing them happiness. So, it is little wonder that he wished to share his felicity with us. So, joy is meant to be shared? Well, when you put it that way, I suppose it's not so foreign a concept. When something makes me smile or laugh, I do tend to talk my companion's ear off about it, and I'm often made to the happier for it. Oh, bird. But enough about that. Time is wasting. Best be off on our next delivery. The recipient waits at the Whistling Miller by the looks of it. Is that back by the Ethernet Plaza? Or no, it is not. It's pretty close, actually. Doom, boom, doom, boom, boom, boom. Pardon me, but I've delivery for you, ma'am. For me? Oh, it's from one of my dearest companions. And look what they've sent. Pink seashells. Are they not extraordinary? But look at the vibrancy. Ah, and the card. Happy Valentine's Day. How delightful. Shells? Empty ones? You can't even eat those. At least the other fellow received chocolate. Pukti, that's ambitiously rude, abominably rude. You must forgive our friend here. She is not accustomed to deliveries such as these. There's nothing to forgive, I assure you. I could hardly be upset after receiving a gift like this, and from a loved one I've not seen in quite some time. My friend, you see, is an adventurer in their own right. They enjoy being cryptic, though I never outright tell me where they have been. Rather, they make me guess by dropping hints in the form of curiosities, such as these. What a blessing this parcel is! I was only wondering how they were faring, and where the journeys had brought them. Thank you, Miss Postmuggle. You have brightened my day. Love is a mystery indeed, and a funny one at that. It is my pleasure to tell you, Pukti, that love is a many splendored thing, and we each have our own unique way of expressing it. The friendship between that girl and her adventurer companion is a perfect example. That gift, which appeared merely frippery to you, was a treasure in her eyes. It's important for adventurers to check in with their loved ones. Perhaps her friend is in Lanosia. Perhaps her friend is traveling the Ruby Sea. It is important for adventurers to check in with their loved ones. It is oft said that no news is good news, but I very much doubt that to be the case for those in their line of work. So you mean to say this was her friend's way of telling that young woman that all is well? Their way of assuaging any worries she might be harboring about their safety? How fascinating! To be sure, were I were to be separated from my bird here by expansive seas or vast mountain ranges, I'd like to hear from him, but from time to time. Perhaps not every day. That would be irksome. But to know he's in good health would be not altogether disagreeable, I suppose. Anywho, no sense in losing ourselves in thought, not when Apostle sits burning a hole in my satchel, Kupu. For our next delivery takes us to Apkalu Falls. Let's away. And off we go to Apkalu Falls. This post-Moogle's very affectionate? Is that the word I'm looking for? Greetings, sir. I have for you here a parcel from one of Uldal's preeminent art dealers, Kupu. At last, her earrings, they've arrived. Goodness gracious, how stunning they are. The craftsmanship, the meticulous attention to detail. I couldn't have hoped for a better present for my wife. She'll be over the moon to receive them. Her birthday's coming up, you see, and I wanted to ensure her special day is just that. I've even given Kapka Koop's palm a vigorous pat. I hear tell that one's touch is enough to bring a couple of happiness for all their years to come. Let us hope so. You did well to bring these all the way out here, without a scratch on them, you know. I'd begun to worry by the time I received them. The poor things would be nothing more than scuffed tinted rocks. You've got a bright future ahead of you in postal service, friend. Thank you. Now this is odd. There's a flutter in my chest, a tickle in my stomach. Kupu, have I taken ill? Or do compliments and words of gratitude always elicit this sort of response? Trust me when I say you are not ill, Pukti. The flutter you feel, those ticklish sensations you described, that is fondness, a form of love, indeed. And it was made manifest by that man's appreciation for what you provided. Oh, so this love nonsense, why, it isn't nonsense at all, is it? It's quite wonderful, actually. I liken to it the feeling when a bird and I settled for an afternoon nap in the 12's wood, when I tuck myself under his wing and we are warmed by the sunlight breaking through the trees. Perhaps you haven't mastered the concept entirely, but I do believe they are making strides in the right direction. You certainly seem more attuned to the ways of the heart than we first made your acquaintance, at any rate. Now that all three parcels have reached the right hands, let us return to Miketo's amphitheater. No doubt Kapka Koops is anxious to know how Pukti fared. And back to the theater we go. Man, doing that like raspy voice is kinda messing with my throat. I love all these fires. I love all these decorations. It's so beautiful. So here you are, our agents of affection, our heralds of the heart, returned at last, and not before Kupu. Oh, not before time, Kupu. Tell me, how went your deliveries? Splendid, each and every one. The recipients were all thrilled to receive their parcels, and I'm pleased to say Pukti Piku learned something along the way. Yes, I do believe I did. Love is, well, It's quite a bit more complicated than I first imagined it to be. There are hidden depths to it, ones I didn't see before. I may not be an expert on the subject, but I would like to think my ignorance is not quite as dire as it once was. You're making progress, certainly. I'm glad of it. And just as long as you did not offend anyone, I could not ask for more. Anywho, I am indebted to you, Astrid, Draco. You have spared at least 3 citizens from the realm of potential cruelty, however unintended it may have been. No, I'm being too harsh. Pukti, you have shown true concerted effort to understand the labyrinthian complexities of the heart, and as a reward I am inclined to set you to another task. For in truth, your work is not yet finished. Much more is there to be done this Valentione's Day, Kupu. When you've the time, speak with me again, and I shall tell you all about it. No love lost. Seasonal event quest complete. And now we get the post-Muggle barding. Love's labors. Kupka Koop has a matter of the heart on his mind. There you are. Not a moment too soon. Your unwavering devotion to ways of ardor and affection, love and romance, courtship and intimacy is both commendable and deeply appreciated. So the task of which I spoke, it involves a woman by the name of Aloise. Aloise? Who only just posted a parcel with no small amounts of urgency. However, she then returned, begging us to call off its delivery, a highly unusual request, and her eyes twin pools of sorrow. Kupu. She fled straight away, ere that she could get I could even get her my bearings, let alone ask what troubles her. So will you help me seek her out? Most definitely I shall. You are too kind. Now as for this young woman, she is an Elizin of great beauty, and that should not be easy one to overlook. Last I saw her, she had just made a sharp left at the fork on the road, unless my eyes deceive me. To the left, you say? That lies the great Loam Growry, if I'm not mistaken. I will accompany you there, Koopka Koop. Draco Pukti Piku, you two will look... oh, wait, wrong person. Draco Pukti Piku, you two will look near Nofika's altar. Should you come upon her before we do, come find us at the Growry. Conjurer's Guild. Why run when you can teleport? Okay, she's supposed to be... There she is. Who? Me? Yes, I'm Alice. Why do you ask? Because you wanted a parcel undelivered. Koopka Koop wants to see me, you say? But whatever for? He's besides himself with worry, Kupu. He told us you turned tail and darted off looking dreadfully stricken downright remorse. You can understand his concern, surely. Ah, I see. I owe him an apology for worrying him as I have, and an explanation for my frantic flight as well. Koopka's still in Miketo's amphitheater, correct? I'll go to him at once. Actually, never mind. She's already gone. I suppose I shall go fetch him then, shall I? Meet us at the amphitheater, Draco, and do hurry. We wouldn't want her dashing off again. As you say, Pukti-Piku. Time to teleport again. Bertrand. First let me start by saying how grateful I am that you would think to come and check on me. The truth of the matter is, I received an offer of marriage I meant to accept, which is why I came initially to you, Kupka, to see that my reply would be delivered safely. However, as I was ready to tell him yes, I found myself hesitating more than I ought to have been. I began to wonder wonder if I was making a terrible decision, not only for me, but for him as well. The man who seeks my hand is of Ishgardian nobility and goes by the name as Azulmail. At the moment, he is quite ill and is seeking treatment here in Gridania. Do not misunderstand me. I was overjoyed to hear his devotion. A life spent with him would have been a wonderful thing. But I'm no noble. I'm of most common stock, no more special than a weed underfoot. I wasn't raised with the aristocratic manners a future wife of his requires. Who am I to marry into nobility? I must destroy my previous missive and pen a new letter, one telling him I can't go through with it, but that one I'll hand deliver. I won't have an emissary of love delivering such ill tidings. He loves you for you. He doesn't care that you don't have money. No, I don't pretend to be an expert in the ways of the heart, but isn't love the desire to be with someone forever and on? The desire for a trusted partner in this world, someone whom can share your joys and your woes. If you care for him, be with him. Wouldn't it upset you to do anything but? It certainly seems to have, but I may not have much experience with this, but I know that were I and my chocobo to be separated, I wouldn't like it. Not one bit. I don't believe giving up is a solution, Kupu. Verily, I myself am of Ishgardian nobility, and can thus speak from a place of authority. Each of our houses has its own traditions. It is our titles that connect us, not our principles. Before making your decision, seek the counsel of your beloved, and learn what his family values. I could not agree more. After all, it is doubts in your harbour, not a lack of affection. If you believe his heart to be yours entire, then entrust that he will listen to your troubles, and that you and he can solve them together. Why not send one more letter? Explain what it is that vexes you. I see your point. It's unfair to me to hide my feelings like this. He's owed my honesty. But how does one even write such a letter? I wouldn't know where to begin. Perhaps you should explain your apprehensions about fulfilling your duties as wife to a man of a great house. Make it clear that you should decide to join his social milieu. You will require time to study, learn, train, before you are comfortable. A word of warning, though. To compromise the very woman you are in order to bend to the rigors of nobility may leave you jaded, haggard, and altogether infuriated. Thus I suggest you first inquire as to whether his family is capable of accepting you as you are. Why not simply write down all your worries? I don't fancy a poet of passions or what have you, but there's something to be said for getting everything out in the open. All those all those ideas have a great of merit, and each should be given due consideration. Draco, what say you? Which of these notions has struck you? What struck a chord with you? Be up straight and forward. Ask for help adapting to his lifestyle? Not really. Make it clear that you won't make compromise who you are? I mean, that's like, not, no. Just tell him the truth. Tell him exactly what concerns you. Thank you all for your insight, everyone. I believe I know what I must do now. Then let us fetch your parchment, quill, and ink. Fortunate that you have us. You know, for we emissaries never far from instruments of the post. Why, I shall even provide you with a Valentine's Day-themed stationery. There. It's done. Now that's off. Now that's left is for him to... What? Yeah. My darling is likely in Gentry's ward. I know he enjoys sitting in solitude on a bench not far from the gates. He'll be there like as not. And that's where we shall first try. We'll be back with his response as soon as we are able. Tally-ho, bird! Love's work awaits! Oh dear, I'm so fidgety. I can't just sit still for nerves. No, I can't take this any longer. I refuse to stand idly by while my future is decided without me. That does it. I'm going to Gentry's ward this instant. Aloysia, you can't... And she's gone. Our duty as emissaries of love and affection demands we see that lovelorn lass through this trying time. Oh, that lovelorn lass through this trying time. I shall meet you at the gates of Gentry's ward. The Gentry's ward! Yeah, it's best to teleport to Lancer's Guild and run from there. Oh wait, not Lancer's Guild. Wait, where did I go to? Oh, I put Leatherworker's Guild. Duh. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. Alright. Speak with Aloysia. Aloysia? Yet again. Ooh, is that him? Yep, that's him. I'm so sorry to have run off like that, but I just couldn't wait around twiddling my thumbs another moment more. We have a letter for me from one Miss Aloysia herself, Kupu. A missive from my love. Thank you kindly, Post Moogles. Perhaps it's not my place, but if I may. Aloysia thinks a great deal of you. We watched as she wrote that letter you now hold, and we could see plain as day how much she cares for you. If there's love to be found in this world, it's there, in every word she has put to that page. The heart and its intricacies aren't my forte, I admit, but if you've even half as much affection for her as she for you, then what you two share is something wondrous. I only hope you can both weather whatever troubles comes your way. The heart isn't my forte, indeed. For one who claims such a thing, you show remarkable perspicacity in the matter. You're quite changed from the Moogle I once knew. Color me impressed, Kupu. You are good to concern yourselves over my and Aloysia's affairs. Your kindness does you a good deal of credit. I shall pen my response to assistance. I can trust you will deliver it straight to her once I've finished. We serve you pleasure. Your trust is not misplaced in us, sir. Did you hear that? He's going to reply. We should return to Miketo's amphitheater at once. I don't want to be here when he sends our post-Moogle friends all the way back there. Yes, and it would rather be awkward with his letter to have no recipient. Let us explain the situation to Lisette and await for Pooty and Kupka's delivery. Hey, thank you, Ragzen, for following. I just got that notification. Guys, and I probably explained this before, but we will be doing a live session on the 21st. So if you have time to watch on Monday the 21st, that would be awesome. And it will not be Final Fantasy, it's going to be something completely different. And we will get into more of it when I end this episode. Alright. Our imminent emissary of adoration and affection is with us once more, and now we are assembled. We've only to wait for the custodians of Ezulmail's reply. I feel sick to my stomach. What if I angered him? What if he calls off the whole engagement? And happy Valentine's Day to you too, Ragzen. We have returned with your beloved's painstakingly penned post in paw. Pukti Piku, I was drawn with your advice in particular. I wrote down all my worries, concerns, and questions in a clear and concise fashion, and then responded well, with some confusion, it seems. Although now at least he's aware of what troubles me, and for that he says he is grateful. He's very sweet here, you see. He tells me that together we will go down this list of mine and solve one problem at a time. Where we live, how it will be to us to decide, not his family. I have come to ensure that my letter has reached you, and see if you have yet read it. After all, you did the same for me. It would be unkind not to return the favor, no? Oh gods, how embarrassing. You caught me spying on you, didn't you? You're impressed? You're embarrassed? For what, pray? I found it endearing, my darling. Ah, these companions of yours, did they assist you in your writing to me? Then we are in your debt. Love is a beautiful thing. Elio say, my love, what say you to tea at the Caroline Canopy? There we can discuss our future, a conversation which is long overdue, I should think. Thank you, my friends. Where would I be without your help? And I promise, yours will be the first invitations we post once we've settled on a day. So beautiful. Brings a little tear to your eye. Goodness gracious me, do mine eyes deceive me? Pukti Piku, your palm. Why, it's adopted the very shape of the season, and it's lovely beyond compare, Kupu. 'Tis much of muchness with mine, or so I flatter myself to think. I can't rightly explain it, but seeing those two together brought a flutter to my chest, a spring to my wings. The next thing I knew, my palm began to tingle in the most peculiar of ways. It's just such a marvelous thing to know that we had a hand in ushering Ezomile and Aluse's story into its next chapter, and to think it was all performed strictly through the art of the post. Affectionate missives are more than just the silly folderol I assumed them to be. I see now that they show what's in our hearts, like nothing else can, and we emissaries are their trusted custodians. That we are, Pukti. Only do remember that letters require more than just love. They're also in need of names and addresses. And speaking of names, perhaps you might bestow upon a certain chocobo. Think of it as a showing of not only kindness, but of love too. A show of love, you say? I suppose you're right. I was never able to recall the names given by my Moogle acquaintances, but I bet I could arrive at something that actually sticks. I will give it some thought. Make sure I've done this bird justice. Oh. No, it doesn't say bird anymore, it just says friendly chocobo. Once my foolish fledgling has wings of her own at last. Now, how proud I am to see you soar. You are a credit of the emissaries of ardor and affection with your heart-shaped palm. It is the most sincere honor to have you among our ranks, and I pray that you will continue this most revered work. I would have loved nothing more, Kaboo. What joy to be blessed with so many couriers in this season of sublimity, no less with its heartening indeed to watch our numbers grow and grow, for with so many we can ensure that the ardor and affection accompany with their fair creatures of this realm, where'er their journeys take them. Love labors. Was that all of it? Oh, now I'm just gonna repeat it. Use post-mogul barding. Now, I will just have to put that on my chocobo when I get the chance. I think this is a new quest. It is! Pukti Piku appears to be beset with troubles. Draco, I knew you would come. You have a marvelously convenient talent for appearing when we're in need, don't you? Anywho, trouble's afoot. Word has spread of our previous endeavors, which under normal circumstances would be cause of celebration, but not so today. We've been inundated with letters from across the realm, entreating our aid with all matters of vexations. Our fellows have left me here alone to field these pleas, but I can't see to all this myself. Please, won't you assist me in bringing succor to the hearts of the weary? I've made a tidy little list of those who have written to us. No need to see their troubles in particular order, mind you. Just try not to let a request slip through the cracks, yes? Seasonal event quest accepted. Whose dilemma will you see first? Emissary of the Panda Passions, Nameless Adventurer, Winsome, the one who dreams of a wilder world, one who redolent of bows. This, on second thought, perhaps not. Oh, let's see the Emissary of Pen Passions. Because I think we got to do all of them. You would see to what plagues my heart. You are far too goodly, Draco. I confess that Eliose's joyful union touched me in a way most unexpected. It sparked within me jealousy of all things, for in her happiness I saw reflected my own desires. 'Tis true I'm here to speak of my own beloved, the man whom I'm to spend my days and nights, a very gentleman who I am betrothed, the one Sir Hortefence? The festivities have run us both off our feet, leaving us not spare moments to while away together as we once did. It vexes me terribly, yet I cannot speak to him. I would like a schoolgirl and tie my tongue into knots instead. I mean to pour my vows onto parchment. Oh, this explains a great deal. At first I couldn't understand what was upsetting you, but now it's all clear as crystal to me. Right then, on it is. On to this letter. First, what style should she write it in? Fill it with prolix paragraphs and poems as it is her wont. I would keep it simple and straightforward. And how should she word her vexations? Don't be coy, you do it forthrightly. There, this 'tis done. For better or worse, the missive is penned, and all that remains is its delivery, which I will attend to right away. Goodness me! No sooner had Sir Hartsvorn read your letter than he made a beeline to the nearest door to race to your side, Lisette. It was all I could do to keep him from stampeding through the streets. A small miracle he had the presence of mind to even hold a pen. It says he has been fretting over the same things as I have, in which case, why not come to me sooner, honestly? He also writes we shall sit down for a proper meal once Tione's day has come and gone, so I suppose there's no sense of holding it head over his head, although I ought to. Ahem. Well, that settles my affairs, I should say. My deepest, most sincere gratitude for your help, Draco. You've conducted yourself with diligence and sagacity befitting the emissary of affection. Now go forth and bestow your romantic wisdom upon those in need. So I'm guessing you do one at a time? Your assistance has proven positively indispensable, Draco. If you've the time and inclination to do again, come by, there's always more to be done after all. Better letters. Quest complete. Let's see. Back again, I see. The heavy-hearted of the realm will rest easy knowing that you're on the case. Now then, which of these Estradiorsians will you assist this time? I think there was 4 more left. I already did the Emissary of Penned Passions, so let's do the Nameless Adventurer. Oh, a group of adventurers. We of the Adventurers Guild seek to post a letter to our guildmaster, Mother Mione. Though we're yet untrained in the unmonitored passels of adventurers, it still grieves us tremendously to admit that we sought her aid in a task bungled not several nights ago. For fear this blunder of ours will lower us in her estimation of so abominably that we may never work again. We are determined to set this all to rights. But the question is how? What words will move Mother Mione, so that she will not see us to the lumbering dolts we stepped in it? I don't know why that was so long and hard. Oh, that is the pickle. Count yourself lucky, though. You're in the presence of a renowned adventurer, one who most assuredly understands well the problem we face. So, Draco, what advice can you impart to our flustered friends? Show contribution and gratitude in equal measures. I'm a... And what would convince his mother to provide them with more work? That failure is a novice's best learning tool. Like you would do anything to make up for your previous mishap. Ooh, this one's hard. I don't know which one to choose. I'm gonna say that failure is a novice's best learning tool. Because you don't want to, like, linger on the past. Here. Oh, wait. Here. 'Tis writ at last. Then I shall see to its safe, expedient delivery. Pardon my tardiness. Mune was kind enough to set out tea for me, and I could hardly refuse such an offer. It warmed my heart to see such munificence, and how that I reflect on it. Such hospitality too is one form of love, isn't it? But I digress. What does Mayun write? What a relief what a relief it is to read this. She's seen how steadfast our convictions to the guild are. By hook or crook, we will not disappoint her. I, for one, am afire with determination. Your advice has rung true indeed. Thank you for your wisdom. We shan't forget it. Okay. Woo. Pick the right ones. Your assistance has proven positively indispensable, Draco. If you have time for the inclination to do come by again, there's always more to be done after all. Alright. Let's do this again. I've read that before, so we'll skip through that. So we did the first two, now let's do the Winsome Pajal. Hey, it's one of the siblings. Fancy seeing you here. The fancier still that you're one of the ones who assist me. My conundrum is that as ever, my brother and I are concerned for Connie's case. Well-being. We thought to write to her, but I know not what to say, and our rune is lifted not a digit to help. What is more, I haven't much practice in the ways of penning properly, worded missives. My sister is, as I mentioned, a touch on the fussy side. I hold manners of decorum at high regard. Little doubt that she will read my words in a rather critical eye. With the reticle critical eye. You speak of Connie Sena, the elder seer. She is revered among our kind. To think I will be soon delivering a letter to her. What an honor! But enough about me. We're here for Ryo Sena. Draco, how do you think she should go about this? Show that you're serious about observing proper letter. No, she's concerned. No need to stand on ceremony. Be frank about your concern. This is your sister. She may be Very well, but who should we say the letter is from? Ryo Sana may be the one composing it, but it is both for her and her brother who meant to ask after her well-being. What are your thoughts? It should be from both because they're both concerned. Right? So I got this like 50-50% right. There, I have finished. Might I entrust its delivery to you? Why, of course. And away I go, Kupu. The elder seer is a wonderful woman. As many have said, she saw how nervous I was to put my ease immediately. Your sister is lovely indeed. and I'm glad to hear it. Now let's get to how she replies. Oh, this is not what I expected to receive. Though she acknowledges our concern for her health, she prattles on about this and that and the other thing, lecturing me about, well, about proper postal decorum. I'm sorry, I tried. Oh well, 'was a worthy attempt. While I had hoped for a different response, I'm grateful for your help all the same. If you will excuse me. I'm sorry. I thought I was doing the right thing. We read that before. Okay, there's two more. One who dreams of the wider world. Good day, Draco. It's lovely to see you again after all this time. I want you to know that I've been keeping your advice and training day in and day out. I'm hopeful that soon I'll be able to take us to the open road. But as for why I'm here today, well, I want to write a letter to Koop to thank him for his support whenever I feel low. Like I want to give up on my dream of seeing the world. Koopka is there for me to lift my spirits. A message for Koop. So, Draco, how do you think she should start it? Thank him for all of his encouragement. And then it starts raining. And how should she finish the letter? Remind him not to overwork himself. Support him in his endeavors as he supports you in yours. Yeah. Telling him not to overwork is not going to be great. I've taken your words to heart. I only hope his letter is enough to show Kupka how much he means to me. I'll make sure it reaches the right hands, or paws, rather. If only you could see the look on Kupka's face when I told him who had written to him. He couldn't stop twirling through the air. It was adorable, but don't tell him I said that. He was so touched he managed to find time between his many deliveries to craft a reply, which I have here. He really was happy to receive my letter, wasn't he? He tells me he can feel my gratitude and love for him in every word I wrote. As wonderful as it is to talk to him in person, correspondence like this can be rather fun, too. I'm more motivated than ever to continue my training now. I think I'm supposed to say thank you, but that says thank you. Thank you so much for your advice on my letter, Draco, and you, Pukti Piku, for delivering it to Kupka. Alright, one left. The redolent of bows. Redolent? I didn't even notice this letter until just now, Kupu. It must have slipped into my sack right under my nose, which is something of an astonishment. Actually, its wonderful scent is hard to miss. Let's see who it's for. Oh, why, it's addressed to you, Draco. A letter to me. Fairy King's letter. I know very well you had your rights you're having right now without me. Considering your tendencies to be cold and cruel and heartless, it wouldn't surprise me if I were to learn you've forgotten all about me. Why, oh, I must be the one. Why, oh, why must I be the one writing you? Your beautiful branch is deserving much more attention than you deem fit to provide. How mean and terrible and rude you are, sapling. Oh my, aren't they sprightly one? I don't know who sent this to you. Suffice it to say that whoever it is will be very displeased if they don't receive a response. Perhaps it's best to pen one now while you're here. So who shall we make the letter out to? The dearest to Tanya, fair ruler of the Fae. No, to my beautiful branch, Fail Ul. And how will you express your adoration for them? Touch flowers and chocolates to remind them that they are always in your heart. Remind them they are always in your heart. Oh, really? That was the wrong one? Having groveled so sexually into the parchment, you seal the letter to the Fairy King. Now then, wait here while I... Oh my, the letter seems to be delivering itself. Kupu, stop! Stop, I say! Don't make me come after you! Oh, bother! Wait for me, you silly thing! Wait for me! I feel like she's gonna come into the world and slap the crap out of me. Despite my best efforts to keep up, I lost the blasted thing somewhere out in the Twelves Wood, and then, as if a story needed to be more peculiar, I discovered a similarly scented missive on the road, and you wouldn't know it's addressed to you. Oh, she's gonna be mad. Sweetest sapling, I'm positively delighted to receive a message from you. Of that much I can assure you. And only that much. For as far as that contents of your letter you are concerned, I am less than pleased. No, I'm putting too lightly. I'm so far from pleased that you find myself incensed, wrathful, furious. You sapling should show your lovely branch the affection I so rightly deserve. I'm sorry. I thought you didn't like items. Yep. Well, I guess that's everything. Well, I think you're supposed to be... Give me a second. I think there's supposed to be one more thing. Valentine's mobile. There's supposed to be one more item we get for this. But where do I get it from? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, you purchase it at a shop. So you purchase it at the Leatherworkers Guild. Alright. Well, I got a whole bunch of fireworks. Maybe I'll get more. I probably won't get more. But the last thing for this event is going to be here in the Leatherworkers Guild. Maybe? No? A shop for this as outside of the amphitheater. So I came all this way for nothing? Oh yeah, it's right here. Oh, you can buy the fireworks separately instead of having to do all that. But this is the item that I want. The Valentine Mobile. Alright. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you haven't done this quest yet, you you definitely should. You have until February 21st to actually complete this quest, and if you don't do it, then it's gone, and we go on to the next one. But thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't forget, on the 21st of this month, I will actually be going live with my D&D group, and I will actually be dungeon mastering for the first time. So that's going to be something fun to look forward to if you enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. If not, and you just want to support me and my friends on our new venture, this is going to just be a one-shot for now, but it's going to be our next campaign because we are currently in a campaign that we can't really just stop for mine. But as soon as that's done, which I'm hoping by the end of the year or even next year, we can always look back on the campaign and decide, hey, this is what happened, and this is what we have to do now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, bye!